Hi, this is Coach David Halal. Again, we going to continue with the, dating, um, which is extremely important. Um, there are multiple things that we also need to talk about. One of the things that we need to talk about is that um, before you start dating, there are a few things that you need to seek for, that you need to search for, that you need to seek. One of them is that in dating, you need intelligence. Yes, you are seeking for somebody who can match your intelligence. They have to be at least as smart as you are. You don't want anybody who's gonna drag you down. You want somebody who's intelligent, somebody who has a lot of integrity and inspiration, somebody who can inspire you to become greater. Because if you have somebody in your life that does not inspire you to become greater, then you are the best you ever gonna be. You understand? Um, I was talking to someone and he told me, he's an older gentleman. He said, um, I believe, he said a 747 jet and a bicycle don't belong on the same runway. A 747 jet and a bicycle do not belong on the same runway. Why? Because the 747 is huge, it's powerful, extremely sophisticated, and a bicycle, it doesn't matter how sophisticated a bicycle is, it can never match the greatness of a 747. So then you don't want to date somebody while you are 747 and then they are a bicycle, or vice versa. So you have to make sure that if you are a 747, you are seeking a 747. You are searching for a 747 type of woman or type of man who can match you. You understand that's extremely important because a lot of, especially men, we go and marry people that are not on the same level as we are because they have a nice butt, a nice breast, nice lips, pretty face, or whatever. You want somebody that can fly with you, otherwise, you're going to be carrying them for the rest of your life. You also need a good connection. Yeah, you need a good connection with them. You need to have a spiritual connection that you can feel them. You can feel them even when they are far away from you. You have to find that connection because without that connection, you're gonna be in trouble. Without that connection, you're gonna have, some problems. So you need a good connection. That's how you recognize who the person, these few people on earth that are connected to you, one of them you need to be with. You don't want to be with somebody you don't have a connection with. That's extremely important. Now, a lot of women make the mistake thinking that men just marry them because they want sex. No, if it was for sex, I remember when I was about 11 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old, my uncle told me something. I had an uncle in Haiti. Actually, he wasn't really my uncle, but he was going out with my aunt. He was my aunt's, they used to live together. And they were dating for a long time, many, many years. They even had a kid together. But he told me when I was a kid, young kid, he said, a man does not marry a woman because of sex. He says, a man does not marry the woman who turns him on. Just because a woman turns you on doesn't mean you go and marry them, because there are many women out there that will turn a man on. And there are a lot of men out there that will turn a woman on. That doesn't mean you go ahead and marry them. He said that, and I was like, wow, that's powerful. But he said, a man marries the woman who does not turn him off. A man does not marry a woman who turns him on, but he marries a woman who does not turn him off. A woman that can keep him inspired and excited. Because you can find a woman that turns you on, but she can also turn you off. But a woman that never turns you off will keep you inspired for your greatness. You understand what I'm saying? Will keep you inspired for your greatness. So you have to make sure that these things, are in your heart when you seeking for the one that you want to be with. A woman decide. Why? Because a woman decides how a man feels. You understand? A woman decides how a man feels. That feeling that they have determine their entire future. Why? Because that feeling, that's what's gonna carry them towards their, future. Because it's hard to be with a woman who does not inspire you, and a woman who does not make you feel good. I'm not talking about sexually only, but in other ways. In other ways, that's extremely important. A lot of women, look at their butt, their face, their sexiness, their prettiness, how they dress, how they can match colors. That's nice and everything. But can you keep your man inspired so he can grow? Can you keep your woman inspired so she can grow? Are you looking for someone to endure the devil part of you, or inspire the God part of you, or the good part of you? You understand? Are you looking for somebody to inspire the bad you have in you, or somebody to inspire the good part of you? Now, once you start dating and you start caring for the person, then that increases your compatibility. Compatibility. You start being compatible. You start, because when you care, then it start increasing certain things. So that's why you want to have your head on your shoulders before you start looking for the woman you want. Because desire is not always love. Desire is not always love. You might have desire for a lot of people. You will have desire for a lot of people while you're married and while you're not married. You will have desire for a lot of women, for a lot of, cuties. But what does that do for you? That can put you in trouble, because your desires will fluctuate, will go up and down. So you have to make sure, that's extremely important. So for last thing I'd like to say before I stop this video is that when you're dating somebody or you're going out with somebody, you have to make sure also that you don't have any disinterest. If you have any disinterest in something that they're doing, you don't really care for it, you don't want to be there, that's usually a divine conclusion. That's usually a sign that there is something missing. There is something that's lacking. Do you understand that? That's very important. So you need to find that because your disinterest, your lack of desire to pursue certain things that they're doing, or something that they really want, is usually a permission, a divine permission for you to disconnect. To disconnect, that way you can leave. Now, a lot of people will go ahead and marry somebody that they just like their face. This person has a very pretty face or very pretty body, or they're very handsome, they're very muscular, good looking or whatever, dark and handsome and this and that. But have you ever seen a house that has a nice door, but when you go inside, it's an ugly house, or the back of the house is ugly? So you don't want to buy a house because it has a nice door, but it has a bad inside or ugly inside, or it's been mistreated, it has not been kept up with, maintained properly. You understand? So you want to be with somebody, you want to marry somebody, you want to date, so you can find out if the person that has a nice face, does she or does he have good personality, good things inside of them. Because a house can have a nice door, but ugly everything else. So just because somebody buy an expensive door, nice teeth, nice face, nice eyes, nice things that you admire in their front or their bodies, but their personality stinks. So that's extremely important. And then you have to find out also what can you work with, because you won't find the perfect person that has everything that you want, but certain things you can live with, right? Because you don't destroy a garden because it has weed, right? So if the weed is not more than the flowers, then you can pluck up and throw them away, throw the weed away, so you can keep the flowers, you see? So if somebody has some bad things, that as long as you can work with them, they are not things that are part of the core value of the person, then you can clean up, you can work with it. But don't think that you're going to change somebody after you marry them. If they don't change before you marry them, you certainly won't be able to change them once you marry them. This is Coach David Halal, fearlessly and passionately pursuing the call of God, changing your world from A to Z. I'll see you later. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you again. We'll continue later with this video. Don't forget to subscribe later. Bye-bye.